I was wrong about sugar. Yesterday I was 185.7. This morning I woke up and weighed myself and I was 181.9. I'm on my way to the gym right now. It's early, it's about 7:10, and all I really did is something that I do every single weekend to help really control the scale. So Friday, I just did a full sugar fast. You saw that video. I basically just had corn flakes, the Kellogg's corn flakes, which really I know isn't technically a sugar fast. It's supposed to be just fruit and fruit juice and honey and maple syrup. So I threw some starch in there anyway. And then I had my smoothies, and I think I had just a little bit of candy. That was it. And very, very light on Friday. Now Saturday, I still like to do a full water fast. So I had no food at all, no smoothies, no juice, just a full water fast. And because of that water fast, I dropped 4 pounds overnight. So, you know, water fasting is always going to win compared to sugar fasting. It is what it is. You're not eating anything. Food, fruit, smoothies, all that stuff has volume. And when you're just drinking water all day, you're going to lose more weight. So as you saw, 181.9. My goal was to get to 180, but at this point, I'm not too stressed out about the scale. As long as I stay in between 180 and 190, I'm totally cool with that. Because originally this year, my original goal was 190, and I started at like 233. Started with the carnivore diet this year. Actually, I started with a 5-day fast this year. Lost 15 pounds, losing that, doing a 5-day fast. And then I went to carnivore and lost about 40 pounds in like 10 weeks. And then I adopted this sugar diet with sugar fasting just to see if I can get below that 190, and I did. So as long as I'm fluctuating between 180 and 190, I'm totally cool with that. I'm more concerned about my gym performance and how I look in the mirror. I'm not too concerned about the scale. I'm more concerned about how I look in the mirror, my gym performance, because I know when I start to really, really get lean, I notice that my gym performance starts to drop a little bit. I don't feel as strong, so I don't like to drop below 180. I have before, back in 2018, when I lost 70 pounds in 7 months through the keto diet. I got down to 173. I think I started at 243 back in 2018 and got down to 173. I mean, I was so ripped and shredded. I'll throw some pictures and some videos up on the screen, and you'll see how shredded I got. But I will say I wasn't as strong as I wanted to be. My gym performance went down a little bit. You're just stronger when you have a lot more mass on your body. It is what it is. So with that said, I'm gonna head to the gym now, get a good gym workout. And then we'll come home and we're gonna break this fast. I haven't broken the fast yet. Today's Sunday. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this video, either today or Monday, but I haven't broken the fast yet. I'll probably throw in some meat in there, maybe some eggs, and that'll be it. We're back from the gym. Today went a lot better than last Sunday, if you know what I mean, when I had that run-in with that trainer. So anyway, I had to stop at the store, and I had an awesome idea that I'm gonna be doing that's gonna be a little different than eating the Frosted Flakes. I'm still gonna eat the Frosted Flakes with the milk, but I had this great idea. I've got this blueberry preserves that I've been kind of eating out of the jar, and I thought, you know what? You know what would be really good with this blueberry preserve? I'm gonna show you. I'll show you everything that I got. Rice cakes. Okay, what's cool about rice cakes is 0 fat. There is 1 gram of protein and 35 calories. And like there's like no sugars in it. So I'm literally gonna be putting sugar on with the rice cakes, and I'm gonna eat this before I go and work out. Now, let me just say that this is all context. I'm not saying for you to do this and that you're gonna get results. That's not what I'm saying. I'm doing this because I'm very active. I'm in the gym 5 days a week. I train really hard. You know, I take 2 to 3 walks a day. I'm doing yard work. I'm a very, very active person. So I need the sugars and the energy in the gym. And when I'm done with the gym, I'm just gonna burn this stuff off. This is just gonna be used for energy, all right? So we got that. Something else I wanna mention before I show you everything else that I got is that a lot of people tend to be a little, I don't know, I see the comments and people are kind of making an issue with, you can't have protein because you're gonna turn off FGF21. That milk that you're drinking's got protein in it. You're turning off FGF21. And I'm like, so what? I don't care. Am I losing weight? Am I making progress on the scale? Who cares about FGF21? You gotta understand something, all right? This kind of reminds me of people that I've coached in the past, and I still currently coach in my Keto Shed 40 coaching program. I actually am a coach, and I've helped hundreds of men from all over the world lose at least 40 pounds in 16 weeks. If you want more info on that, I'll just drop a link in the description of this video. When you click it, it'll take you to another video and it'll explain a little bit more in detail as to how I can potentially help you. If you want to do something that's not the sugar diet and you're looking for more of a keto carnivore type thing, I can still help you with that. Because really, at the end of the day, this is how I got this body. Anyway, going back to the keto diet, I used to get a lot of people that would be upset that they would get kicked out of ketosis. And I would tell them, like, why are you upset about getting kicked out of ketosis? Are you actually losing weight? And they're like, yeah. Well, so what if you get kicked out of ketosis? Ketosis, just because you get kicked out of ketosis doesn't mean you're just all of a sudden gonna stop losing weight. All ketosis is a fuel source. Your body's either running off of sugars for fuel or ketones for fuel. And as long as you're losing weight, who cares if you get kicked out of ketosis? The one thing that's gonna be tried and true out of any of these diets is gonna be calorie deficit, all right? I know people are saying, oh, I'm eating 3,000 to 4,000 calories of sugar and I'm still losing weight. Honestly, I think it's very difficult to eat 4,000 calories of sugar. You're gonna get sick before you start getting up to that high of number of calories, all right? So anyway, when it comes to the FGF21, who cares, all right? You've got two types of people in this world. There are people who wanna know why it works, and there's people that just do the thing because they see other people are getting success, so they just do what works. So the people that are always analyzing, they've got what's called paralysis analysis, they're reading literature, they're doing this and that, but they're not actually taking action. Whereas you've got the other people who are actually taking action. They may not fully understand the whole science behind, FGF21 and ketones and GDF15 and all these hormones, but those are the people that are actually taking action. And guess what? Are they making mistakes? Yes, they're probably making mistakes. However, they're probably further along than the other people who are just sitting around looking at the literature and not taking any action. All right, so I've said my piece on that. I don't care if I've got 8 grams of protein in my no-fat milk on top of my Frosted Flakes. I don't care about that because I do build my body. I need the protein for muscle building. So 8 grams of protein ain't gonna kill me and hurt my FGF21. All right, so I just had to say that because I get these comments about FGF21 and, oh, you can't have starch in the morning, it's supposed to be in the evening. I'm doing me. So you do you, I'll do me, all right? I, by all means, am not telling you to follow exactly what it is I'm doing. Everything is in context. You may have even seen Cole Robinson, right? He seems to be flip-flopping all over the place, changing this, changing that. Well, guess what? He's doing it because it's all in context. He's had a lot of meatheads reach out to him, right? Those people are going to be doing this sugar diet and sugar fasting differently than people who are overweight and can't exercise. It's just two groups of people that are completely different. So it's all in context. All right. Now, let's get into what I got. So anyway, yes, I'm excited about that. The rice cakes with the blueberry preserves. I'm going to eat this before a workout because it's going to give me the energy for the gym. Just like eating the Frosted Flakes and the milk, that gave me energy in the gym. So we got that. I had to get more juice. I love this juice. This was like a blackberry lemonade that I got at Publix, so I had to get some more. And then this one was a mango lemonade. So what I went ahead and did is I got some different ones. I got this one's a passion fruit basil flavored. This is gonna be really good. I can't wait to try that. Actually, I've had it before. It is really good. Had to get more Greenwise OJ, no pulp. All right. Let's see, what else did I get? I did get another blackberry. Yeah, I did. I got another blackberry lemonade for my berry shakes because what I like to make is if I'm doing 2 to 3 shakes a day, I don't like to have the same one. So I'll do like a mango strawberry one and then I'll do an all berry one. So that's what this juice will be for. And I had to get more fruit. So I Stopped at Walmart. Walmart's got a pretty good, I mean, I got a whole 4-pound bag of strawberries. I think it was like under 10 bucks. I do go to Costco as well. And then this one I found, this is a new one that I haven't seen. This is pineapple, sliced strawberries, peaches, and mango. This one too, I think was like a 4-pound bag. Yep, 4 pounds. So we got that, and I'm about to make my smoothie right now in my brand new Vitamix. And the only other thing I got, which I'm trying to limit the amount of this stuff that I'm eating, but every now and then if I get a little bit of a craving, I got 4 of these Nerds. I don't like the Nerds like clusters and the gummies. I'm old fashioned, man. I want the original Nerds, all right? So that's everything that I got. I'm gonna go ahead and make my mango strawberry smoothie. That's gonna be pretty much my first meal of the day. I should have had something before I worked out, but I went too early. So the only thing I did have, I should have said this because I said I haven't broken my fast. Technically I did. I had a glass of this orange juice just to get a little bit of sugar in my system before I went to the gym. But now that I'm back from the gym, now let's see, it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my smoothie. And I don't think I'm gonna do the rice cakes with the blueberry preserves. I'm gonna keep that for a pre-workout meal. And the Frosted Flakes would be better if I did it as a pre-workout meal as opposed to doing post. I could have the starch afterwards because after a workout, your body's more insulin sensitive to soak up all those nutrients. So what I might just do, I might have the Frosted Flakes with the 8 grams of protein in the non-fat milk. I know it's gonna turn off FGF21, oh no. But anyway, I'll probably have that with this smoothie, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and make that and we'll continue with our day. Oh yeah, looking good. Boy, it looks like I actually made too much. I got my styrofoam cup from 7-Eleven that I saved to keep it nice and cold. I guess we're gonna have a pretty big breakfast. Actually, that was a perfect fit. I can't believe it. I think this is like an extra large, so 44 ounce, I think, maybe 64. But man, that turned out perfect. I mean, I used to preach this message all the time as a keto carnivore guy. I did a lot of intermittent fasting. All the time, years and years, I would preach and speak against sugar, that sugar is what makes you fat. It's not the fats that make you fat. Keto and carnivore is healthy. You're gonna lose weight. You gotta get rid of the sugar out of your diet. I used to preach this stuff all the time, and now I've come to the realization that it's not just sugar that makes you fat. In fact, it's not just fat, dietary fat, that makes you fat. It's the combination of the two. It's eating sugars and fats together is what causes all these diseases like diabetes, prediabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure. All of these type of diseases, there's one common denominator. They're coming from processed foods. You see, that's what causes all of these issues, is the stuff that's in processed foods. Usually when you look at candy bars, ice cream, donuts, cakes, pies, all this stuff has a combination of sugars and fats. And when you put that together, this is the problem. Really, the war shouldn't be against sugar. The war shouldn't be against fat. The war should be against processed junk, okay? That is what's causing a lot of these problems and diseases that we have. And people are on all kinds of medications from their doctor. The obesity epidemic is just rampant, especially here in the United States. People are not undernourished in the United States. Most people are overnourished, and it's because all these highly processed foods are highly palatable, and this is what causes you to want it more and more, and you keep eating and eating and eating. However, when you isolate the two, sugar like sucrose, fructose, and you just isolate the healthy fats coming from like MCT oils, avocado, olive oils, those kind of things, those in isolation are pretty good for you. But when you combine them together, this is what causes all of the problems. So again, I just want to say, like, I was wrong all those years about sugar. I didn't realize that if you're just eating fructose, sucrose, it's actually very beneficial for performance in the gym. It's going to help you in so many other ways. I noticed my skin is actually cleared up too. And did you know that sugar can actually help rebuilding cartilage. I didn't even know that. I found that out the other day, that sugar does have some benefits, but we've been kind of taught that sugar is the enemy. I know I fell for that. But again, in isolation, it's okay. You just don't want to be eating foods that are highly processed that have sugars and fats, especially the trans fats. They're just horrible for you. And this is coming from a keto carnivore guy. Now, am I never going back to keto carnivore? Of course. I kind of mix in my proteins. I just learned how to separate the two, where there's certain days where I just have all meat, and then there's days where, you know what, I just want to do a sugar fast and maybe I'll just have some smoothies. So I've learned to isolate the two on separate days. Now, if I do combine some meats with the sugars, I typically will eat leaner meats. So I'll fuel my morning with sugar, go to the gym, come back, maybe have a post-workout meal like the Frosted Flakes if I want to have some starch, you know, because my body's more insulin sensitive to uptake those starches. Maybe have another smoothie. And then toward the evening, I can have some type of lean protein. This way, I'm not going to lose muscle. I know so many people are scared of losing muscle, but I can tell you, it's all context. Again, if you hear anything about this video today, context. If you're really obese, you're 300 to 400 pounds, and you get rid of the protein, you're going to be okay. You're not going to lose muscle. You have a lot of mass on you. But if you're lean like me, yeah, you got to be a little careful. However, you don't need as much protein as you think. I used to think you needed 1 gram per pound of body weight. No, you don't. You could get away with like 0.4 or 0.5 grams per lean body mass, and you're going to be just fine. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this video off. So if you really enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and always hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, I'll see you tomorrow.